Our apartment in Rome was an open house. The wanderers of Europe, ex-kings, floating celebrities, moving picture people, came and went like breezes through a screen door. Prince this and Prince that. The Anschluss between royalty of Hollywood and the royalty of Europe. I had been deposed by Warner Brothers, and one deposed king, Farouk of Egypt, came to my place frequently. Farouk is a tremendous caterer. Farouk is a tremendous eater. He loved my larder. He would hardly say hello before he headed for the icebox. If I happened to have some foie gras carefully preserved, it was gone instantly. One gulp down his gullet like a shark swallowing a bluefish. Caviar disappeared as if a magician arranged it. One spoonful, and whaff! The whole jar would slide away. He didn't even allow the eggs to explode on the roof of his palate. They short-circuited straight to his belly. He never thought of replacing this food. Maybe he thought it was a royal prerogative. After he wiped out the contents of the refrigerator, his eyes turned appraisingly to whatever might be around the place in a feminine way. Towards the end of our relationship, he phoned before he dropped in. This gave me a chance to clean out the icebox pretty well myself before he blew in. I don't recall a single thing he ever said that could be quoted, remembered, or noted. He came to be entertained, to be fed, to look on, and to belch. Jack Warner came to Italy at this time. One day, I was in one of Rome's most noted restaurants with Jack when Farouk came in. I said, "Jack, you know Big Jim Farouk, don't you? May I introduce you?" Jack paled visibly. He stood to his feet. I was flabbergasted at what I saw. Jack Warner, who has had 10 times the power and influence of Farouk, a man who has justified his existence 1,000 times over, bowed at the waist. He was that impressed. Jack was taking Farouk at his face value, apparently. They reminisced about their experiences at mutual gaming tables. One thing I knew, the ex-king wouldn't pick up the tab. Royalty ain't all it's cracked up to be. Not long afterwards, groping for film work for a production of my own, I dealt with another royal personage. Prince Rainier of Monaco is a distinguished man with a distinguished mind. My boat used to be in Monte Carlo, so that I saw him from time to time, and I may say he is the exact antithesis of Big Jim Farouk. Rainier is a man who takes his responsibilities seriously and does a job, a very good one, in my opinion. We were drawn together by mutual interests in the world of oceanography. Rainier's grandfather had done a great deal for marine exploration, and he built the fabulous aquarium and marine museum in Monte Carlo. I can recall even when I was a youngster in Australia, my father singing his praises, calling him another Darwin. So when I went to see young Rainier in Monte Carlo, we had a common bond. I proposed a favorite project of mine, an underwater film, for which I wanted to borrow the famous Monte Carlo aquarium. Also, I brought up the idea that perhaps the government of Monaco might like to kick in a bit of finance. His Highness was very interested. His eyes lit up as I outlined the film I proposed to do. It would be His eyes lit up as I outlined the film I proposed to do. It would be in color, shot underwater. As I went along describing it, I said, "Of course, you see, we can't get a big octopus. I will make one out of rubber, and we will put it in the aquarium and use special effects." He looked startled. "You mean you're not going to use a real octopus? You mean you're going to fake these things? The sharks and the octopus?" "Look, Your Highness, what do you want me to do? Sit on the bottom of the ocean for 2 weeks waiting for an octopus or shark to come along so that we can catch it? You could get cold down there." He wanted everything to be real. He didn't know that plenty of these filmed things are impossible. I had to explain. A rubber octopus on the scene looks far more effective than a real octopus ever can. The same goes for a rubber shark. He looked skeptical. I argued. It looks far more ominous on the screen, too. Your Highness, besides, you can't get bitten. But the reality of this? The audience doesn't know whether it's real or not, or how it is done. Look, Prince, I was pleading hard now. You can't find a live octopus which will cooperate with you, especially a big enough one. The same goes for sharks. They are very uncooperative. Sometimes there is such a thing as too much integrity. We never made the picture, but possibly little Grace Kelly has put His Highness wise by now.